Hello everyone, this is Teacher Nick, and in today's lesson, we are going to study about addition of related fractions. What is related fractions? When we say related fractions, it have one denominator that can be divided by the other without a remainder. For example, we have 1 over 4 and 3 over 8. 4 and 8 are the denominator of this pair of fractions, and 8 divided by 4 can be divided by one another without a remainder, because 8 divided by 4 is equals to 2. Let's look at the other examples of related fractions. In this first example, we have 1 over 2 or 1/2 and 5 over 6. The denominator of this pair of fractions is 2 and 6, and 6 and 2 can be divided by one another without a remainder, because 6 divided by 2 is equals to 3. Next, we have 2 over 3 and 4 over 9. And 3 and 9 are the denominators of this pair of fractions. And 9 divided by 3 is equals to 3. Hence, this pair of fractions are considered related fractions. Next, we have 1 over 3 and 5 over 12. And 12 divided by 3 or 12 and 3 can be divided by one another without any remainder, because 12 divided by 3 is equals to 4. Next, we have 1 over 4 and 5 over 8. And in this pair of fractions, we have 4 and 8 as our denominator. And 8 divided by 4 is equals to 2, and there is no remainder. Thus, this pair of fractions are also considered as related fractions. Next, we got 2 over 5 and 3 over 10. In this pair of fractions, the denominators are 5 and 10. And 10 and 5, when divided by one another, has no remainder, because 10 divided by 5 is equals to 2. So, all of this pair of fractions that you are seeing right now are all considered related fractions. But how do we add related fractions? When adding related fractions, there are certain steps that we need to follow in order to solve the equation. First, let us try to add our example, which is 1 over 4 and 3 over 8. The first step in adding related fractions is to find the least common factor of the two denominators. In our case, in this pair of fractions, the denominators are 4 and 8. So we must find the least common factor of these two numbers. So what is the least common factor of 4 and 8? First, let us see what are the factors of 4 and 8. In 4, we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. In 8, we have 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. And we can see that the least common factor of both the numbers is 8. Hence, we will use 8 as our denominator for our answer. The denominator of the answer should be the least common factor, which is 8, that we got earlier. To find the equivalent fractions, we must know what is the perfect or right number to multiply both the numerator and the denominator. In our case, for 1 over 4, to get the same and exact denominator, we must multiply both numbers by 2. 1 times 2 is equals to 2, and 4 times 2 is equals to 8. Next, since this fraction 3 over 8 already has 8 as its denominator, we only need to multiply it by 1. 3 times 1 is equals to 3, and of course 8 times 1 is equals to 8. And then we go on to the last step, which is to add a pair of fractions. Again, when we are adding like fractions or fractions with the same denominator, we only add the numerators, the number at the top, and copy the denominators, the number at the bottom. And 2 plus 3 is equals to 5, and we only copy the denominator, which is 8, and there you have it everyone, the answer, 5 over 8. I hope you learned something from Teacher Nick today. Thank you very much and take care.